Okay, it's Sunday again, and once more we have a game lined up, and it's it's pretty much a rematch with slightly tweaked lists, but it's the Dark Elves versus Size Warriors of Chaos. So 3,000 points. We rolled up Blood and Glory. In our little, we're just kind of going through all the missions at the moment. We decided they kind of balance the game out by themselves as long as you use them. So we got a bit. Battle line heavy, really, didn't we? So we just had these battle line capable armies, which kind of, so we're doing all the missions now, sort of running through them. So it's been working really well. And this is the Achilles heel of Size army, unfortunately. Obviously, his breakpoint's like 4 or so, which makes it a bit tricky. We'll probably carry on playing even if he does lose like that, but just still.
Well, in theory, it's tough. It's not easy for you to get those points.
No, certainly not. Not when one of them's that thing. Was that like 30 Nurgle Warriors with great weapons?
Yeah.
So yeah, certainly not easy.
It's it's still a bit of a challenge, but like you say, it's still my Achilles heel. So it should be interesting.
Yeah. I'm weighing in a breakpoint of 6, so not so great, but anyway. So the Dark Elves. So we have 5 Dark Riders, a Bolt Thrower, 9 Doomfire Warlocks with my level 4 on Dark Magic. It's also my general. I have 29 Executioners with the Master BSB. I have a Hydra, 30 Witch Elves, the Cauldron of Blood and a Death Hag, 12 Dark Shards, I'm going to continue to call them crossbowmen, 21 Blackguard, Charybdis, another Bolt Thrower, and 5 more Dark Riders, and that's it. So hand you over to Sire.
Okay, my army is pretty much unchanged from last time. I have 3 Skull Crushers. I have a Demon Prince. I actually have a proper Demon Prince now. So old Rat Boy has once again been sacked and resigned to the fail bin. Well, when I say fail bin, that's where he will go to be painted and where he will spend the rest of his life in the model cabinet, actually being of some use. Then I've got a Chariot, another of these 3 Skull Crushers. I have a War Shrine, a BSB, now mounted on a correct square base, although it's still a proxy. 30 Nurgle Chaos Warriors with Festus in there. I have another Chariot, some Nurgle Chaos Knights, you can just see around the corner. There are some Marauder Horsemen, and a Hell Cannon. Ollie was kind enough to lend me a few of his models, so this is actually, like, as you see it, other than the proxies over there. Well, and him.
There's some Marauder Horsemen.
We'll replace them out in just a second after for the end of the first turn, should they still be alive. You'll get to see that. So I got, in terms of spells, I got Miasma of Pestilence, Rancid Visitations, Fleshy Abundance and Plague Wind on my Demon Prince, which was absolutely perfect. As it left, Blades of Putrefaction and Curse of the Leper for Festus, which are the ideal spells for him. So I rolled really, really well. I believe Ollie did as well. You got Word of Pain, Onitzpul's Black Horror, was it Doombolt and Power of Darkness on his level 4, plus the default spells that the broken Warlocks get. So we both did really, really well when getting our spells. So let's hope he survives more than certain of not blowing himself up. So with that, we rolled to see who went first. I had the +1. I, however, lost. So we will see you at the end of Dark Elves turn 1.
Okay, it's the end of Dark Elves turn 1, and a turn I'm pretty happy with. So we did the Vanguards, and managed to counter Vanguard him, so they couldn't get his Marauder Cav up very far. And then, the guys over there as well. So I then moved, there was no charges, moved these guys up here to get out of his charge arc. and everything else pretty much stayed as it was. These guys moved into the tower. Then in the magic phase, I rolled a 7. So I got a channel, and I got a channel, so it's still 1 difference, running 1 and 6 initially. So I threw 6 dice at a Doombolt with the Warlocks instead of the Supreme Sorceress, and actually managed to blow up his Knights with it. I did a 4 dice one. So, what was it, like 18 hits on them?
Yeah, 18 hits,
Yeah,
12 wounds,
yeah.
and well, I failed 8 armor saves, but
Yeah,
the unit
yeah.
was pretty.
On average, you would have lost 4 anyway,
right,
so
yeah.
so there's only 1 extra. So yeah, so that was pretty good. And then I didn't bother using the last 2 dice because obviously had 7 dispel dice, so happy with that. And then the shooting phase was particularly good. These guys shot from Marauder, the ones that were there. The Crossbowmen shot the rest, or 3 more of them off, and then they fled, which was great. This bolt thrower hit Skull Crushers on a nice flank, failed to wound them. This one shot them as well, obviously wasn't on a flank, but did kill one, which was excellent. And these guys shot off the Charmed Shield off the Demon Prince, so that was brilliant. So very happy. So heading into size turn 1.
Okay, it's the end of Warriors Chaos turn 1. Yeah, after losing my Knights and losing my Marauder Cav, I had to, to try and come back. So everyone moved up, as you can see, getting it around. The Demon Prince hopped off over to the far side of the board, basically out of range of this bolt thrower, so I'd rather only have to deal with 1. And yeah, basically, yeah, just getting everything in. Then the magic phase, I got 5 dice to Ollie's 4, and then used 4 of them to cast Plague Wind, which I was going to aim straight at the Black Guard. I rolled rather high, got a total of 21, and Ollie rather wisely chose to dispel it, as yeah, he would have suffered some hopefully severe casualties. So yeah, with that. That only gave me 1 dice left to his 4, but I thought, fuck it. Cast Miasma of Pestilence, but rolled a 1. So, no, so I denied Ollie even the use of his Dispel dice. So, yeah, with that, I had nothing else other than shooting with my Hell Cannon, which I aimed at the Witch Elves, and yeah, I scattered back like a full 10 inches, and totally missed, so yeah. So yeah, that was the end of a rather rapid Warriors Chaos turn. So now it's time for Dark Elves turn 2.
Okay, so it's the end of Dark Elves turn 2. So I got a bit aggressive. I attempted to charge the Charybdis into his chariot, failed it. The Blackguard went into the Skull Crushers. The Hydra attempted to charge the other chariot, but failed. Only going up 2 inches. I rolled 1 and a 2. Other movement, these guys just moved up to sort of threaten the flank. The Dark Riders moved behind the Demon Prince and Skull Crushers. I'm not entirely sure why, but they did. These just moved up, and that's pretty much it for movement. Then in the magic phase, rolled pretty. Was it like a 4 and a 1?
No, you.
There's 1 difference anyway.
No, you got 9.
Oh yeah, 9.
You
That's
got
it.
9, yeah.
And you got like 7 or something. Yeah.
No, I had 6 because
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so and then I started off by trying to cast Danzapul's Black Horror, which he.
You failed to cast.
Yeah, I failed to cast. There were like a 4 and 4 1s, didn't I? Yeah. And then with my last 4 dice, I thought I might as well try and cast that with the Warlocks. I forgot to mention last time, I did actually miscast last time and lost 2 Warlocks to the miscast with the Doombolt. And then this time I 4 diced a Doombolt, a small one. I didn't declare it was a big one. But I got miscast as well, so I rolled 2 1s and 2 6s, so I couldn't dispel it, which is the only way I could have got it off anyway. and that did 3 wounds to the chariot, which was quite nice. And in return, I took 2 wounds, but I ward saved them, so that was good. So that was all for magic. And then the shooting phase, the bolt thrower did the final wounds to the chariot, got rid of that, which was good. That bolt thrower earned a medal and hit the demon prince and actually did it 3 wounds, which is pretty amazing. So thanks to those Dark Riders shooting off the charm shield, that was excellent. So I'm very happy about that. So the demon prince only got 1 wound left, but I'm still utterly terrified of it. The crossbowmen in the tower attempted to assassinate the demon prince, knocking that last one off, but it failed.
Got a wound though, but I thankfully saved it.
Yeah, I got a lot of hits, and a ridiculous amount of 6s for hits, and then only 1 for wounding. So it was pretty much a Hail Mary, but it was worth a try. These guys shot at them. They hit a couple of times, but didn't do anything, just for lack of something else to shoot. That was it for shooting.
You knocked off the last wound on the chariot with the other bolt thrower.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah, I was just saying the Dark Riders didn't do anything. But yeah, the bolt thrower killed the chariot. Then the Blackguard versus the Skull Crushers went in, got quite a lot of hits, 12 wounds, but he saved all but 2 of them, so which is unheard of for sight.
Yeah.
And then he held on leadership.
Leadership
6. Yeah.
Thankfully for me though, I rolled absolutely miserably.
Yeah, he only killed 3 Blackguard, which was pretty poor, to be honest. Well, it's really poor. So I was quite lucky there, and as we were theorising that the chariot can't actually get in the flank just because of where the building is, so I'm safe in that regard. Then maybe it's better that they held, because then I don't fight that just yet. But yeah, pretty scared of that unit, as it kicked my Witch Elves' arse last time, so not sure what to do with it apart from putting all 3 of my combat blocks into it and hoping for the best. So that's it. So that's the end of Dark Elves turn 2.
Yeah, it's the end of Warwick's Chaos turn 2. A pretty bad turn it was, even though I made 4 charges. So the Demon Prince charged the Bolt Thrower, the Chariot charged the front of the Charybdis, the Skull Crushers charged the flank of the Charybdis, and my Chaos Warriors charged into the Witch Elves. So I made some great charges, did really, really well. Magic phase was low, although I managed to get off Curse of the Leper on them, buffing their toughness up to 5. Then in the shooting phase I managed to kill 7 Executioners, which was pretty cool. Then that was where the good stuff really stopped, because my 550 point Demon Prince of Death and Destiny whiffed all of his attacks bar 1.
When you have the Sword of Strike.
Yeah, needed 2s to hit. So I rolled 4 1s and a 5, and I put a wound on it.
But you did get wound back.
I did get a wound back with Soul Feeder, so I've got 2 wounds left now. Then on a slightly more positive note, I chopped up the Charybdis, totally butt-fucked him before he got a chance to do anything, which was wonderful, and managed to overrun properly so that it didn't interfere with anything going. So that was a positive. Then over here, I did lose 1 guy, but still rolled fairly miserably, but I managed to hold. And this is the unfortunate thing. Ollie rolled like an absolute king of all kings and emperors, and then whatever's above emperors, probably gods. Because, he got 19 wounds, bearing in mind he needed 5 to hit and 6s to wound. He got 19 wounds and killed 11 guys. I struck back, needing 3s to hit, and rolled terribly, absolutely terribly. I got like,
You killed 9.
well, I killed 9 with Festus killing 2 of them, because then Ollie rolled really, really well for his armor, his ward saves as well. So I really, really suffered hard, and I lost the combat by 2, which was very, very disappointing, because that was almost like guaranteed that was literally guaranteed victory. I just have to roll average, and I didn't. Not by a long shot. Neither did Ollie. So yeah, it was really brutal. So I think that might have screwed me. Yeah, I've now got to take the hell of all charges. So yeah, my skull crushers over there are out of basically out of commission for at least 2 turns, and yeah, it's suffering hard. So we'll have to see what happens now, because yeah, it's not good. So yeah, other than that, that was it. That was yeah, like I say, a pretty miserable turn. I should have blown through those witch elves on the charge, but didn't. So ho hum. Yeah, I had a good long 20-minute moan at Ollie about that, which thankfully you guys don't have to listen to. But I've recovered now, so that's all right. Yeah, so yeah, it's now time for Dark Elves turn 3.
Okay, it's the end of Dark Elves turn 3. Well, I have to say it went pretty well. So I charged the Executioners and the Hydra into the flank of the Warriors. And everything else is just as you see it. I just move things around. The Dark Riders over there, so they wouldn't get charged by Angry Hell Cannon. With the bunker down here, so I wouldn't get charged by an Angry Hell Cannon. This was just moved up for something to do. That's pretty much it. Then the magic phase, I tend to cast Power of Darkness on the Witch Elves, so I wisely dispelled. But then I did get Word of Pain on his warriors, knocking their strength and weapon skill down by 3, which is just going to put a nail in their coffin. That was it for magic. Then shooting phase, the bolt thrower shot the cannon, but he saved it with his ward save. This guy shot the chariot, but he saved it. Oh, sorry, these guys marched out the building. They're actually too wide, just to redirect these guys. And as I pointed out, they were actually able to fire, so I fired a couple of shots at this guy. Now we've got like a pretty decent number of hits in that, didn't actually wound him. So that was it for shooting. Then in close combat, Festus issued a challenge, or I issued a challenge, whichever. My BSB accepted. So they fought, but Festus has a little potion thing which he tried to feed my BSB. Luckily, although Side won the roll, he only did 1 wound to me, which was good because I only had 2. And in return I did a wound to him, so it's quite tragic. But then the Witch Elves did be proud and absolutely tore him up and killed, what was it like?
He killed 9.
Yeah, killed 9 warriors. Then in return, him obviously only being weapon skill 2 and strength 3, he killed 5 in return. Although we've got the strength of time, but it didn't really matter. Yeah, so I won the combat by like a fair chunk, and so he was on Snake Eyes, and he broke. But then Khorne came down and absolutely like. Well, basically, Khorne came down and kicked Sai in the nuts because he rolled for his flee distance and rolled double 1s. What?
This is the greatest comedic timing you could ever ask for. I think it was,
yeah, that was well out of order. And the Witch Elves caught him by rolling a 5. So, you know, if his unit had got away, then at least he would have conserved all those points. But double 1, oh, that's harsh. So yeah. So the unit went down, and of course, as did his fortitude. So that'll be, well, at least for the official game, a win. But we're going to carry on another couple of turns, just see what he can do, really. Make the most of his. He's still got some scary stuff left on the board. Maybe we can get some more points back and try and get a victory point win. So we'll have to see. So we'll move into size turn 3. Yeah.
Okay, it's the end of Warriors Curse turn 3, and if this was a normal, or as in like a different scenario, I'd be really confident about now. I'd be happy as Larry, in fact. Basically, the War Shrine and the BSB charged the Black Guard, and the The Skull Crushers charged the crossbowmen. The chariot turned around, and the Demon Prince moved over to the side of the Witch Elves. And yeah, basically, what happened was I cast some spells. So I 6 diced because I rolled 11. Sorry, I think I cast. What did I cast that you dispelled?
The
Rancid Visitations, which I was going to cast on the Executioners. Ollie dispelled that. I then 6 diced Plague Wind. Ollie failed to dispel. It killed 5 Witch Elves and 8 Executioners, which was awesome. And then that was that was about it. So then I used the power on the War Shrine to give, well, basically either God's roll for the BSB, who got a +1 attack, which was perfect. As the War Shrine and the BSB took a wound each, but they chopped up a load of guys, but they were stubborn. I wiped out the crossbowmen, although I did lose a wound off of Skull Crushers. And then the Demon Prince then used his breath weapon in the shooting phase to carve up and kill another 5 Witch Elves. And the cannon unfortunately missed again. So yeah, really, if this was any other scenario, I'd be rocking confident at the moment. He's nearly lost his Witch Elves. His Executioners are just under half strength, or are actually at half strength. Sorry. And really, he's only got and his Blackguard are nearly dead as well. So yeah, about now I'd be mopping up and rocking and rolling. But I'm not, because I've already lost. But we're just playing for laughs now.
Shits and giggles.
So a much better turn, even though technically it's meaningless to the outcome of the game.
Okay, right, and the as we said, the Scooby-Doo ending, the way Korn think it should have went. So I was kicking my ass. It wiped out all the Blackguard and overrun into these guys. He held with the Skull Crushers, even though my sorry, I'll just go. Let's do it from the start. Okay, so it's the end of Dark Elves turn 4. I chose the the Hydra into the side of the Skull Crushers, move the Witch Elves out of the way, reform the Executioners, move those up there, just railroad the Hell Cannon. These guys just moved to harass that, and that was pretty much it. Then in the magic phase, I attempted 6 dice of Doombolt. I had the perfect magic phase for it. 2 3s, no channels, so I had 6, he had 3. What did I do? I failed to cast it, so so that was the end of the magic. Then my bolt thrower hit the Demon Prince, and then failed to wound him, which was great. Which would have been a pretty good shot at killing him. Then Dark Rose just shot at things for the sake of it. Then in close combat, my Blackguard got wiped out by a War Shrine and his Exalted Hero, to be fair, is hard as nails. And my Hydra, although won the combat by I think 3, so I held. But he did fail to reform, thankfully, so I might have been with the shot there. There's still some glory to be had. Unfortunately, I'm losing my army pretty rapidly now, so heading into size turn 4.
Okay, it's the end of Warriors Chaos turn 4. And it's another very good turn. The Demon Prince charged into the Executioners, the Chariot charged into the Dark Riders, and the BSB charged into the Witch Elves. And quite a battle. The Demon Prince chopped up the Executioners, good and proper. and then even managed to soul feed her up.
You even debuffed them.
Oh yeah, sorry. In the magic phase, yeah, I debuffed them as well. And I used soul feeder and got 2 wounds back. So I'm back to full health. He then, obviously having chopped them up, overran into the warlocks, and then over there the Hydra, I managed to do a wound, and the Hydra, I saved the 2 wounds that it did to me. It then lost the combat because I had a musician and fled after tooting me horn. I failed to catch it, but I'm like an inch away. Then my BSB, he took a wound, but because he was in a challenge, he did 2 to the already wounded hag. So I won the combat by a couple, but he was steadfast. He survived that. The God's roll got +1 weapon skill.
Actually, why do I try and reform?
Yeah, go for it.
That's probably too high, isn't it? I think one by more than.
Yeah, because I got like a total of 5. Yeah, so yeah, he's sort of locked down there. Then over there with the Dark Riders, I basically chopped them to pieces. Yeah, so this is how we're gonna call it, I think.
Yeah. So it's definitely one of those portions of the game.
So yeah, Ollie did win. It was a very good game. Obviously, I have the issue that I have a very, very low break point, and obviously losing just one unit was enough to tip it. Although it does go to show that pretty much I mean, this is a powerful army. And had things swung the other way, then
I think. For me, the way you played was like fine, but I think one of the things you could have done, thinking about it, is the Demon Prince didn't do a lot at all. You need to be much more aggressive with him because you'd be amazed how much he can survive. If you charge him into Witch Elves, those Witch Elves are just gone because you'll hold them up for the whole game and they won't do shit to you.
Yeah.
You know, you can just murder them. I know they've got poison, but you've got that. You can have 2 up save, 5 up ward. You know, they're hitting you with 6s.
Yeah.
You know,
soul feeder as well. Yeah, it's.
I hadn't really thought about it now, but I mean, you charge him into that, and he's got a pretty good chance of he'll shut that unit down, even if he doesn't wipe it out.
And at least get allow me to then get like a good flank charge in with something else, just to help with combat reds.
Well, to be honest, I'd charge him in there and leave it, and just go on killing the rest of my stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you've seen him in a gut star. He took out an entire gut star on his own.
Yeah, no.
So killing some strength 4 weapon skill, strength 3 weapon skill 4 witch elves.
Yeah. It was a good game. I mean,
ideally you put it in there as well, so you haven't got to worry about the death hag either.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting all that attacks against you, you're just getting, those few. With 2 up armor, 5 up ward. I'm only hitting on 6s.
Yeah, that's very true actually. Yeah. I mean, it was not.
Plus, you can just sit there like casting buffs on yourself, and
obviously you got that vortex potential as well.
Yeah, just keep casting the vortex for it, and then breath weapon as well.
Yeah,
I think that's the way to go. Just slam him into those, and don't worry about it.
Yeah,
just consider them dead.
Yeah, no, that's very, very true. Yeah,
I mean, all he did was kill a bolt thrower, really. Oh, I know he killed the executioners at this point, but during the main part of the game, he's killed a bolt thrower.
Yeah.
Whereas he could have been taking out like 700 points of witch elves.
Yeah, and then using the Chaos Warriors to take out the executioners.
Yeah, they would have absolutely murdered those executioners.
Yeah.
Those executioners did nothing against them.
With no rerolls to hit.
Yeah, exactly. Only 1 attack each.
Yeah, that's true.
Because of the strength 6,
That's it. Yeah, well, it was a good game. I mean, it was tough, but. Yeah, it was tough to lose it, but it's nice. It's nice to at least get consolation and see how effective the army actually is.
It's a good army.
What could be, but it was really good fun. So I'll hand you over to Ollie to enjoy his victory.
Yeah, like I said, he was always going to be the underdog in this mission. It's just the one that doesn't favour Warriors of Chaos. Obviously a breakpoint of 4. Lose anything and it's game over. So, but it was still a bloody good fight though. I think we were both surprised that the Warriors didn't do as well as they did last time. Although even at toughness 5, I mean, I did roll quite a lot of poisons. But then, you know, the Witchers are a tough unit. So I'm glad they can still put out. As they, you know, they've defeated most units now. So at least I know there's a unit out there I should have a healthy respect for, rather than, you know, like usually just charging in and chopping it up, regardless of what it is. So, but yeah, I think if you had like a regen buff on them or something, that would have been quite different. Because obviously you're still getting this 4-up armour against them, which is another reason why I don't like the Blackguard, as I've said before, is that if I take Blackguard I always tend to put the Razor standard on those rather than the Witch Elves, because the Razor standard increases their damage output a bit better. But I like the Blackguard because they're one of the few units that I don't mind taking in a non-horde. I do like my hordes, because they do reasonably well. They killed the Skull Crushers. But that will try and kick their arse on the BSB. But I mean, the BSB is pretty nasty. So one of the things I really like about this army still is the bunker unit. I love the flexibility of it. I absolutely love 6 dicing a Doom Bolt from these Warlocks, which I never really thought about doing before, but really good. Takes a lot of the risk out of it. But yeah, as for the game itself, I think went pretty well. I you know, reason that I'd need to kill something. Well, obviously killing the Demon Prince would have been nice to get the win, but that Demon Prince, to go through all that he did and come out at the end of the game with 4 wounds is pretty scary. It just shows how much respect you should have for one of those. But yeah, I was happy that I killed the big unit. You know, it's like the challenge of killing that, so it went pretty well, and obviously it got me the win. So. But yeah, as for the game afterwards, it just showed that Sai's army, even though he'd lost like his main points sink, he can put out. You know, he can really kill. You know, with those few units, I think he did. Well, I pretty much conceded because I knew he was going to kill the rest of this stuff. But yeah, even those few units he had left, were more than capable of mopping up the rest of my army. So yeah, I'm not. The only thing I was really gutted about this game is that his Hellcannon didn't go berserk. Like what? Every time I use it, it goes berserk, but not for Sai. So I was a little disappointed.
It's an effective stone thrower.
Yeah, I don't think it actually. Oh, it killed some executioners, but other than that, it didn't really do a lot, did it?
No, well,
the psychological value.
It hit 50% of the time stuff. Because it killed 7 executioners and well, albeit one warlock, but you know it was hitting stuff.
Oh, no, that was the Vortex.
Oh, the Vortex.
Yeah, that only killed the executioners. Yeah. But you know, if you get that on Elf, you know, Elves, that's really good. So
I mean, and talking of the Vortex, it goes to show that Plague Wind is.
The Plague Wind's amazing, especially against Elves.
It's not quite as good as Purple Sun.
Well, to be honest, it's better against Elves than Purple Sun is. And Purple Sun wouldn't do anything to me, really. But that's much better. So yeah, I'm really scared of that now. And Rancid Visitations as well, like, scares me anyway. So yeah, so he's got a really good spell set, and it's particularly good against Elves. And Lore and Nurgle, I just really like it. It's such a good lore, particularly for an army that's so good in combat anyway. All you have to do is keep them alive, and that lore does it. So it's like Lore of Life combined with Lore of Shadow, all in one. Brilliant. So it's nice to see. But scary as well. So, but yeah, really good game. I think this is a good army. I think Sai's onto a winner with this one. You know, a few tweaks here and there, but on the whole, pretty damn solid. So, can't really think of anything else to say, really.
No,
anything else to say, Sai?
Really, you know, it was a good win for Ollie, but it was, like I say, it's nice to see the army is capable of handing out some punishment. So,
bear in mind that like this is only like the rematch because he absolutely creamed me last week, so the week before last. Unfortunately, we won't have a game next week because I'm off to Scotland. I'm climbing Ben Nevis, so hopefully I'll survive that. And but hopefully the week after that, Sai's available.
Yeah, man.
We're going to play another game. I might try my dwarves out. Have to see how that goes. Still, got an idea for an army that isn't a gun line, which is probably the wrong time to do that as a noble doom prince. We'll have to see how that goes.
Well, what'll have to happen is at some point we'll do the Skaven out as well, and we can do the classic match.
Oh yeah, Dwarves with Skaven, that'd be fun. Yeah, okay, cool.
My fail gun line versus Dwarves,
Yeah. Dwarves that come and attack you, yeah. But one thing we have learned is it's really important to play the missions rather than just do battle line all the time, because it really does change the way you build the army, rather than just having like 3 big hordes. Well, not 3 big. I tend to do 2 big hordes and just like run at each other. Now it's like, well, do I want a unit to go to the watchtower? You know, do I need more breakpoints?
Well, this is
It's big, makes a big difference.
You have to sort of concede whether you're gonna, whether you need to build the army to have lots of breakpoint. You need to consider that. You need to consider watchtower. And really things like so gunline armies suffer when they play watchtower.
Yeah,
because they're screwed because they can't hold it. Yeah. So all I have to do is just sit one unit in there and I win the game.
Yeah.
And I don't think tournaments should change. I mean, there are some armies where perhaps it is a bit harsh. Like for example, at the moment, one of the only viable builds for Wood Elves is their MSU style.
So, Wood Elves, what are they?
Supposedly getting done next month.
Oh,
but,
right.
Yeah. So it is slightly harsh to say, well, but then again, that's what you get for bringing Wood Elves to a tournament.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you have to suck it up.
Well, I have to say, I was put in my place after getting beaten by Andy from Wargaming for Fun with his fluffy Wood Elf army. To be fair, I was playing Beastman, but I'll get out of there now. But his fluffy Wood Elf army was not an ounce of shooting. Absolutely, well, in fact, he tabled me.
No shooting?
No shooting, he tabled me.
That's not even fluffy, that's like friendly.
Well, it was sad, yeah.
Damn, man.
But, yeah.
That guy's good.
It was a silly game. But yeah, that was pretty epic. I think it surprised him more than it did me. But yeah, it was Beastman though, so it's alright. I'm allowed. Yeah, so I have a healthy respect for Wood Elves. The one time I've played against them. Yeah, so we will see you next week. We're off to order an Indian now and give the dogs some more sedatives. Calm them down a bit.